What's up, guys? Welcome back to my podcast. And today, if you didn't already know and you want to watch my other podcast episodes, specifically my last two podcast episodes, this is pre-recorded. That's why in the bottom right of my computer, you can see that it's the 28th. I already let you guys know for the past two podcast episodes that today is pre-recorded. And by the time that you are seeing this, I will not be here. I will be gone. I'll be doing something else. So I'm pre-recording this podcast episode. Today is going to be about, as you can read in the title, because it will be titled by then. As you can see in the title, it's the NHL's most surprising teams so far into the season. It could be surprisingly good or surprisingly bad. So we're going to see what we got in store here. So let's do it. It's a pre-recorded podcast episode. So it's gonna be like I'm live. Like I'm talking to you and it's going to be unedited, but you're not going to be able to watch me live. If you're picking up what I'm putting down here. But yeah, let's do it. We're gonna. I already had the standings pulled up from yesterday's podcast episode, which I just recorded. So I might as well just do it real quick. So since we're in the Pacific Division, there's two. We'll do two per division, just so we can limit it down. If we want to get more in there, we will. But we'll just do two per division for now, and if we want to add more after, we can. Flames. We're going to go over both Alberta teams. I think those are both teams, too. The most surprising team of the Flames. One of the most surprising teams. They started the season 5-0-1. They are on a 2-game losing streak. I strongly believe they will come back down to earth and they will fall down. They're already on a 2-game losing streak, kind of proving that. But they started 5-0-1, you know. Goaltending's been a nice little surprise. Defense has been really good, actually, and the offense has been scoring. There's a bunch of guys that want to prove themselves to the world. So the Flames started out pretty good, and they're still number 3 in the Pacific. And then we're gonna do Edmonton Oilers. They started off 0-4, 0-4-1, I think, or something like that. Maybe no, like 0-3, I think, or something like that. But they went on next little streak. They went on a 2-game winning streak. They lost, and then they won another 2-game winning streak, which they're currently on now. I think they're gonna end up winning the Pacific still. I'm a big Oilers believer. Next, Winnipeg, dude. Like, I have them finishing number 2 in the wild card race. Squeaky in the playoff. They're 8-0 right now. 8-0, 16 points. Hellebuck is the favorite to win the Vezina again, even though he just won it last year. The defense is top tier right now to start the season. They have so much depth. The top end scorers in Kyle Connor, Nick Ehlers, and Shifley specifically, but among others, are scoring. The depth, some examples are Adam Lowry, Appleton, Cole Perfetti, those guys, among others, are the depth pieces that are scoring. Morrissey's playing great. The whole team's clicking. This is what best versions of Jets you're going to see. This is what they can do. And then I'm also going to say the Predators. They started 0-5. They are on a 3-game winning streak, but they went down 2-0 against the Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets. That's not good. They did end up winning, but barely. They went 0-5, and they barely beat the Blackhawks and the Blue Jackets in the two most recent games out of the 3-game win streak. So we want to see if the Predators stay consistent and beat good teams. But we're going to have to see what they can do. But those are the 2 teams out of the Central, and those are the 4 teams out of the West that we'll be talking about. Next, the Metro. Surprising. Capitals, they've been doing good. They're 5-2. They actually started 5-1, but they just lost their most recent game. They have 10 points. Only have 7 games played. They're nasty. They're top wildcard contender right now, for sure. I'm going to say, I don't know. Who else is pretty surprising? Everything else looks pretty fair. I'm not going to lie to you. I know I said 2 per division, but there's really only 1 team per division. I mean, I'm only going to say 1 team because the Devils and the Rangers and Hurricanes and all those other guys, they're not really surprising where they're ranked. Atlantic. I'm going to say the Lightning. The Lightning are doing better than I expected, but we're going to say Sabres because a lot of people expected the Lightning to do that. I didn't, but the Sabres, a lot of people did not like the Sabres. They're not doing that spectacular, but they're in a 3-game win streak right now, and they're number 2 in the Atlantic due to that. So I'm going to say they're doing pretty good right now. Shout out to the Sabres. They're doing good. I had them making the wild card unlike anybody else did. So, yeah. There is that. And the Bruins, I'm going to say. I do think they'll be fine. They're technically tied for number 3 with the Sabres. They are ranked, technically they're number 7, but they are tied for number 3. They won the most recent game against the Leaf, which is against the Leaf. We always know they're going to win. Swayman's been really inconsistent this season. The defense has not been top 5 in the league, and the offense has been pretty decent. there anything else to talk about? Not really. I mean, is there any other teams you need to talk? Not really. It's a really short podcast episode, guys. Really short podcast episode. How long is it going to be? As you can see down here, 5 minutes. Yeah, that might be it. That might be it, dude. It's really short. Tomorrow's podcast episode will be a lot better because we get to review a decent amount of games, and it'll just be a lot better. Because what I gotta do, I'm gonna review Tuesday and Wednesday's games tomorrow. Because I will not be reviewing Tuesday's games today, clearly. And so yeah, reviewing Tuesday and Wednesday's games tomorrow, and I'll also be reviewing Tuesday's USHL game between the Saints and the Waterloo Blackhawks. That's gonna do it for today's podcast episode. Like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. Continue to watch these podcasts. Follow all of my socials. You already know. Join my Discord. Join my groups. You already know. I shout out my every podcast episode. So yeah, that's going to do it for today's podcast episode. I hope you enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your night, your evening, your day, whatever time you're watching this. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.